Ops 32. Desktop 1. Magnify. Class.
Hi students, this is Code Beyond Site. We will learn about class in Python programming. The class concept is very important thing in the software development, because if you only know this, you will build the softwares properly. You will create the project structurally. Okay, because what is class? The class is nothing but uh, it is a blueprint or template of the code. Okay, I'm you hear first this. I show basic structure of the class. You slowly hear this. One minute.
Application 8484. Node. Quote, quote, quote. What is class question? A class is like a blueprint for creating objects. Dot. Lang. Lang. Example basic structure of class. Lang. Lang. Class name colon. C.
If you want to create the class, you mention class keyword. Like if you previously we have seen uh, how to create the function. So then we will mention the def keyword. So same like if you want to create the class, you mention the class keyword. Okay,
4 space def fun line
and
node.
for class after mention the class keyword, after mention the class name
Class name. Colon.
colon, you must give the colon
Colon. Def.
def. You almost the all functions inside the class. Okay,
8 space pass. 4 space def fun line 2 left parent right
def
parent colon.
2,
8 space pass node then
same
quote
like
quote.
the many functions. The class has the multiple functions, or one or two or three or 100, whatever the same. This is a basic class structure. In real world scenario, for example, you consider popular software company Zoho. The Zoho will produce the custom softwares and custom web applications. So it is a service based company, or same like product based company. So one client will uh, go to I want to I need to the website. So if you don't mind, create the one website to ask to the Zoho. um, After the Zoho reply, okay, we will create the website for you. So so the Zoho has the multiple developers. For example, front end developer, back end developer, DevOps engineers, or DevOps developers. So um, and the client requirement there is website development. So what which type of the developers is need? For example, front end developers is need, and back end developers is need, and DevOps engineers is need. So this is a basic structure. Okay, after the project is established, the all developers too will create the web applications. S- I will what this means, the Zoho is a class. Okay, so the Zoho has a multiple developers. The each developers called functions. For example, for front end developer is a function, because the front end developers only do the create the web front end UIs. Same like the back end developers only do create the uh, back end logic and back end server scripts. Okay, the DevOps engineers same only do um, only create the testing after deploy the AWS or whatever any cloud platform. So uh, the backend developers does not know how to create the UI web page. The same the front end developers does not know how to create the backend. So it is the each functions has a individual works. So that's all. Okay, we will write the code for that easily understand the class. Okay.
Quote, quote, quote.
Okay.
Land. 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 Quote, 8 space pass. No, then quote, quote, quote. Land. Land. Land.
Okay, we mentioned class
C. L. A. S. S. Class. Space.
class name. Okay, and after I mention the class name.
Z. O. H. O.
First I mention the class keyword, after I mention the class name and the colon.
Zoo. Colon.
Give the colon.
4 space.
Okay. Okay. First, I will input. I will get the input from the client. So the Zoho firstly, uh, uh, what kind of the information get from the client? For example, website name. So initially, I get the software name, okay, or website name.
D.
So
D.
I
E.
create the
E.
function
F.
one.
F.
This
Space.
is called
Line.
init
Line.
function.
I. N. I. T.
Init,
Init. Line.
init.
Left parent.
I
S.
mentioned
E.
self.
L. F.
The self nothing but this is a this is using to call the variables and connect the inside class. Connect the inside class, or if you mention the self, we can able to call or call the variables inside the function, inside the class functions. Okay, I will detailedly explain the another video. You just know the self keyword. Okay,
Self. Comma.
self
W. E. B. Web. Space. Space. Line.
web
Line. P. A. G. E. Page. A. M. E.
name.
Line feed.
I'm giving the
Colon.
colon
8 space. S. E. L. F. Self. Dot.
self dot
S. O. O. S. W. E.
web
B. P. A. G.
page
E. Web page. A. A. E.
name
Name equals. Double E. B. P. A. G. E. Web page. A. M. E.
name.
Name.
Okay.
Space.
I'm a
Four
create
space.
the
E. E.
another
F.
one variable
Def. Space.
def function. The function is
D.
front end
D.
developer.
F. R. E. N. T. E. N. D.
Front end
Front end. D. E. V.
developer. Front end dev. Okay.
Dev. Left parent. S.
Mention the
E.
self.
L. F. Line feed. Colon.
Okay.
8 space. P. R. I. N. T. Print left parent. Quote. W. W. T. A. E. Space. Double E. B. Web. P. A. D. E. Page. A. E. Name. Space. I. S. Is. Space. Right parent. Comma. Space. Space. S. E. L. F. Self. Dot. Double E. B. P. A. G. E. Web page. Line. A. E. Web page line name. Line feed. Space. D. E. F. Def. Space. B. A. C. A. E. N. E. Backend. Line.
Backend
D. E. V. Dev.
Okay.
Left parent. S. E. L. F. Line feed. Colon. D. D. P. R. I. N. E. Print left parent. Quote. Double E. We. Space. C. R. E. A. D. E. D. Created. Space. B. A. C. K. E. N. E. Backend. Space. C. O. D. E. Code. F. O. R. 4. Space. P. A. I. S. Space. A. P. P. At. Double E. B. Web. Space. P. A. D. E. Page. Space. Right parent. Comma. S. E. L. F. Self. Dot.
I'm called the
S. S. Double E. B. P. A. G. E. Web page line. A. A. E.
okay.
Web page line name. Line feed. Space. Force D. E. F. Def. Space.
Dev,
D.
DevOps
E.
dev,
V. Dev. Line O. P. S. Ops. D. E. V.
dev,
Dev. Left. S. E. L. F. Line feed. Colon. 8 space. P. R. I. N. E. Print left parent. Quote. T. E. S. E.
test
Test. Space.
uh,
W. E. B. Web. P. A. G. E. right parent, comma, comma SELF, self line double E, B, PAGE, web page line, self line web page line right parent D, DSELF, self dot double E, P, PB, PAGE, page line, web page line right parent line feed right parent,
web page,
AAE, name, comma, quote, 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 IS is space, space S, space, space, I, space, I, space, space S, U, C, C, E, S, success, C, C, S, U, C, C, E, S, S, F, U, L, L, Y,
successfully. Okay.
line feed,
Okay.
PRINT, print left, quote,
Successfully.
C, C, E, E, P, L, O, Y, deploy, P, A, E, space, double E, E, P, A, G, E, web page, A, A, E, name, space, web page line name, W, E, B, web, P, A, G, E, page, I, N, N, A, double S, Oz, space,
Okay. Okay.
web page, 2 of 6 found for tick,
Okay. We
class.py
successfully
editor
create
as
the
autocomplete
class
multi-line,
structure. Again.
edit redo, class.py editor as autocomplete,
Okay. I'm close the fold to the class. Again.
6 of 6
Create the
found for
object one. The client.
C, L, I, N, E, fly, C, L, I, E, N, T, fly, C, L, I, E, N, T,
Client.
client equals
I'm assign the
C, C, Z,
call
O,
the Zoho.
H, O, Zoho, left parent,
Zoho. I'm
quote,
give the client give the web page name.
B, L, I, N, D,
Blind.
S, O, F, T, Linsoft,
The blind soft.
lang, right parent, quote, Linsoft, T,
The
A, E, space, C, L, I, N, E, line,
Blindsoft.
S, O, F, T,
The web page name is
Lang.
Blindsoft.
client
Okay.
equals Zoho,
This is
client equals,
called a
client equals
object.
Zoho, client equals line feed,
Okay. We created object. Okay. We created object one. We create the object one.
Zoho selected,
And
line
after
feed,
I'm individually call the functions. Okay.
T,
Client.
L, I, E, N, T,
Client.
client, line feed,
Okay. Client dot
dot, G, G, F, R, E, N, T, friend line, friend F, R, E, N, friend, edit read only multi-line lang, class,
Okay. I individually call the each
fun line 1
functions.
select,
Okay.
fun line, left pair, right parent, left parent, fun line 1, D, D, F, R, E, N, T, friend line, friend line, F, R, E, N, T, E, N, D, friend and D, E, V, dev, right parent, C, L, I, E, N, T, client dot B, A, C, K, E, N, D, backend line, D, E, V, dev, right parent, D, E, E, D, C, L, I, E, N, T, client dot
Client dot
D, E, V, dev, O, E, S, ops, line, D, E, V, dev, right parent,
okay.
terminal 1, comma, PowerShell use Alt plus F1 for terminal accessibility, main landmark, class, terminal, main, edit, class.py editor as autocomplete multi-line,
Okay.
term CEAR, clear, PSCE, Y, T, H, O, N, hyphen, C, if, L, A, claw, hyphen, the web page,
You can see the web page is developed.
accessible view, PSC colon backslash user, the web page name is the blind soft,
The web page name is blind stuffed. Okay. So the first object is we create the one object. The client is one object. The object name is client. So using client we will we called each function. The first function is front end developer. So the web page in the front end developer function has the the web page name is Blindsoft. The Blindsoft print statement.
We created backend code for this web page, the Blindsoft. Test web page, the Blindsoft is we created backend code for this web
Create
page.
the second function is backend. Second function is backend developer. The backend developers work. Uh, we they will create the backend scripts on the backend scripts and logics in the server to suitable to the front end web pages. So it is work successfully create the backend code.
Test web, we created backend code for this web page, the Blindsoft.
The Blindsoft web page, the backend developers are created the successfully. Okay. The third function is DevOps developers. Okay. The DevOps developers develop the test and deploy the or host the web page on the AWS server.
Test web page, the Blindsoft is successfully. Deploy the web page in Oz.
So the test is successfully completed and it deploy the web application in the AWS. So this is a class structure. So we can able to structure the functions and structure the code to create the object after call the individual functions. So this is helpful to create the proper uh, project structure, and it is helpful to, even though we will create multiple times use the same object, we can easily reuse the object means class. Okay, this is a class. This is called a class. If you have any doubts and clarification, you will send the email or YouTube commands to give the your comments. So thank you for watching. Bye.
Desktop 2 Mac. Start.